Now before we begin, I will say her name wrong multiple times. I can't pronounce it. I have tried multiple times over the years, but I can say his name correctly. So here we have In Space Ecliptor or Ecliptor and Astronema. Why did I say it in Australian accent? Either way, I've had this since day of release and I've just left it in the box, not touched it whatsoever. In fact, I reviewed the red version way before he did and I got him after. Anyway, let's jump into it. Let's look at this 2-pack. I think this was a really cool thing to do. We've got Astronema here and an Ecliptor here. On the side, we can see is Ecliptor. And then we can see that she looks really happy, like it's on a day out or something. But Astronema and Ecliptor are right there. And then we see the other side of Astronema right there. I'm going to do it that way. I don't care. At the top is just a basic purple and black. And at the bottom is just the standard light colors. Now you can still get this on Amazon, Amazon America, I think, for a lot less than I paid for. But yeah, let's open up these two and have a look inside. This is exactly what you get in there. You get quite a lot of lightning effects I didn't realize, as well as the sword, which I think looks really, really cool. You get the Ecliptor lightning hand, you get a punch fist, which goes obviously opposite there, which again looks pretty cool. You get Astronema, as well as the her weapon, which I don't know. And then you've got her staff and her lightning effect, and you get 2 hands as well. So quite big figures, but not that much accessories. And it's just really weird that you'd get so many lightning collection parts. But oh well, let's jump in and have a look. First off, this is Ecliptor. I really like the design of him. I feel like he is a really nice figure. He was a really good bad guy in Power Rangers in Space. And I feel like they've done him really like justice on this one. It's a really nice. I love the greens. I love the blacks. It all works really, really nicely. Also his circuitry here, which I didn't realize that he had. I thought that it was all going to be like, say, like all covered up. But even the gold, it's one thing that attracts you to this entire figure, is it just looks really, really cool altogether. I love the cyber theme for it. It's just fantastic. Even the kind of the green that goes down here looks really, really, really nice, even on his feet as well. Now, it's been a while since I've seen any pegs on a bad guy, and we see that there's obviously some here on his legs, but they do look really nice, and I'm not really bothered by them whatsoever. It's like you don't really kind of notice them after a while, but I love the back plate for him. I love the back here. It's a little bit missing paint-wise, and a little bit too much there, but effectively I don't really care. But I love the way that they've done it. Now I thought there would be more like electrical stuff around here on his legs. Maybe there is. Maybe there's meant to be tons of it. Who knows? If you know, let me know down below in the comments. But I feel like each part looks so cool. Like even his head as well, like his face looks like he could absolutely like rip the shit out of everyone. I really do just really like him. He's one of my favorite looking bad guys in Power Rangers because they do it so well. He is absolutely fantastic. So this is Astronema, and I hope I got that right then. Very, like, we've seen her on the channel before with different hair. I think it was with the Andros one. But again, she looks really, really cool for what she is. Like, I thought that we were going to see her so many different times with many different hairstyles, where I think we've only seen her with another hairstyle. So again, like, you could have this, and maybe if they've done a third version of Ecliptor. But just looking at this, I really like the mesh that they've got here. Like, it's definitely like the corset, which works perfectly. Now this part here, this little like accessory here, I'm guessing that's for her weapon that she can just attach onto there. But what I really like are these cyborg like kind of gauntlets. I think they look absolutely fantastic. Like, this is one figure that is definitely could be like a cyberpunk, or you could use for that sort of display if you have, like, you know, a post-apocalyptic type stuff. I think that would work kind of cool. I really am liking this figure whatsoever. It's a little bit loose, but, you know, hey, it's been in box sealed for a long time. But I like also her hair. Her hair is fantastic. It's probably one of my favorite ones because it emphasizes her face quite well. And then you can also see that she has a necklace on, which I'm guessing is the one that she's had from a kid. Now, it actually is kind of loose. So I've just basically placed it back down. But it seems like if you could swap the heads around, you could probably take it off. But I also like this like kind of cyber thing, or like this metal thing that is on her hair. I think it really suits her, and obviously I think it looks a lot like Melanie, a lot. So yeah, I also like that they've gone to town and placed like silver just underneath her hair, which they could have just left, but definitely this is a space themed. Like I generally really like it, and even when it comes to like the torso, just there, you can see that it's carried on. Like they've just not left it or turned it into a like dark grey that they got there. But yeah, this figure is absolutely stunning and a fantastic one. Let's look at the articulation, and I generally oh, that's a nice click. You can definitely tell at the very beginning when they were putting a lot of time and effort into the Lightning collection that they did really, really well, and in space they've done absolutely like kind of perfect. Like even that I thought would be a lot more of a struggle, but it's definitely not. And I feel like that's absolutely perfect. So you can see that the legs move, like so, and then you get kind of, like you're able to move them. Like even adding this, like I know obviously we've seen it, but I do generally like the fact that the old like collection was, Lightning collection was fine. The hands turn around. So even under all that as well, it does move, which is kind of cool. Does bring up, so you can't really bring it all the way in like say the others, but at least you can get him to touch his hands that way, and then the head turns all the way around. Like even underneath the neck, they've added this detail. I love this figure. It looks so cool. Like this is definitely one that you need to add to your collection. So for Astronema, the feet move really nicely. You can tell they really put some care into these, and it's a shame that they like dropped down so badly much later on, but I really like this. This looks cool. So it does click. Oh, great, Grim. I didn't think that would happen. It's not broken. I think it's just popped off, which is a bit of a shame. So let me just fix this properly. So perfectly in there. So just really be careful if you got it. That's the first time I've ever seen something like that on the Lightning collection, but it's definitely not broken. Oh yes, maybe it's not broken, but yeah, just be careful. So that is absolutely grim. So the arms move that way. Oh man, I shouldn't have forced it. Moves like that. Hands move around. Oh man, so grim. Move hands around. Oh wow, it's actually really gone to town. I'm gonna have a proper look on that one, how to fix it. That's actually really, like, notice how I said, oh, they've done it with care. They obviously haven't. So, head moves to the side, but not too much. And then we get the thing. This is, did they have, no, this has definitely got the butterfly joints. Grim, but yeah, it's a thing. It looks like I'm going to have to order a brand new one. Grim, but yeah, there we go. So to kind of show off the weapons, because that's the main thing. I generally thought there was tassels on like her staff like that, but oh, there are. They kind of like put it in, but I feel like there was meant to be more that would drop down. I really like the gold and thing. It looks like an evil like face, like I am evil, and it's both like that on both sides. So it kind of adds more. Now I think, or it doesn't really, but but I really like Ecliptor's weapon. I feel like this is the nicer one. So I generally think it looks absolutely cool. I really like the red dot. I really like the gold, and it definitely works well with it. Now, that's pretty much most of the stuff. We do have like the lightning effects, which again, I'm not going to really get out because they're a pain to kind of sort out. But let's jump to the kind of final thoughts. For a double pack, I think that's really cool. I feel like if you can still get a hold of it, it's a really nice thing to do. I was quite surprised that her legs fell apart, like the lower bottom, but when kind of looking at it, nothing snapped, nothing was damaged. I think it's basically the glue that they've used was really shit. And so I'm going to apply my own just to kind of add a little bit to it. So that's going to be interesting to apply. Now, if you're just wanting to get Ecliptor, he is the one to kind of get. So you can easily pick up another Astronema from somewhere. But to me personally, I feel like getting both of them is worth it. I much prefer this version than the previous one that we've had, and I much prefer him over the red version. So yeah, so just a little bit of maintenance on the figure to make them okay. If like the whole thing had snapped off, then I would have been absolutely like pissed off, but it just feels like a tiny bit of glue will fit on it. But yeah, I think that's it really for these figures. Definitely worth picking up if you can. Just be careful not to kind of overdo the figure for Astronema because you don't want her falling off like mine. Anyway, what are your thoughts on this? Let me know down below in the comments. If you want to help support the channel, click like, favorite, comment, and subscribe. Why not also check out the Patreon and the channel memberships and also the merchandise for the channel. Anyway, I am going to leave it there. Thank you very much for listening and watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. I want to say a big thank you to all my Patreon supporters, and I wanted to shout out Kimona Cat, Kira Stanada. Your help goes a long way to help support the channel, and if you want to help support the channel, the links to my Patreon and channel memberships are listed below in the description.
あらあら、チャンネルをサポートしてくれてありがとうございます。チャンネル登録、高評価お願いします。以下のリンクから商品を入手することができます。